Shabbat Shema Shalom to the elders for preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And Shalom to the Akim, scattered to the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And I said Shalom to the Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson that I want to bring out from RT.com. And this was published, and this was published on July the 1st, 2023 from the business news category, alternative world news from RT.com. And it reads, it says Argentina drops the dollar in debt payments. It says short on greenback, the South American nation as part of its IMF loans of Chinese yuan. And it says Argentina made its latest payment on its billion loan to the International Monetary Funding using the stocks of a special drawing rights of the SDRs, a Chinese yuan, according to the economics ministry. And it says the SDRs are the assets of the IMF, creating supplying countries' officials reserve. It says according to the government spokesperson Gabriel Surta, if I pronounce her name right, it says the payment was made without tapping into the central bank U.S. dollar reserve. This way we apply what we agreed upon the few, and at the same time we do not use international reserves, nor we put the central bank reserves at risk, Surtai said at a press conference. It says according to the Bloomberg, for the 2.7 billion payment in the current used $1 billion in a yuan for a currency swipe line with China, and the 1.7 billion of the SDRs, the Argentina authorities continues to remain currently on the financial obligations to the few, the IMF spokesperson Julia Kozak said in a statement on Friday. Argentina's dollar position has been precarious for some time, and domestic economics problems have drained the country's dollar reserve, which are reportedly at their lowest since 2016. It says, meanwhile, the country has been increasingly turning towards the yuan as an alternative payment. Earlier this year, Argentina renewed the currency swipe agreement with China for 130 billion in yuan, around 18 billion, which made the Chinese currency freely available in the country last month. It says Argentina's central bank has also announced its intentions to allow the country's commercial banks to open the customer accounts in yuan to encourage local companies to make payments abroad in the country in the Chinese currency, according to a statement published on Regular's website. They also pledged its boost of its yuan sales of financial imports. It says in April, the economy of Minister Shigol Masala, if I pronounce the name right, it says announced that Argentina will aim to pay for the bulk of the monthly imports Chinese yuan rather than the U.S. dollar. China is currently Argentina's second largest trade partner after Brazil, and the second biggest destination for Argentina exports. Right, so now we continue to see the growing and increasing of these other nations, especially like the South American countries, African countries, and many other different nations as well too. And you have other nations that's joining the BRICS nation, which is part of like Japan, Brazil, and Africa, if I'm not mistaken. You know, as of recently, so far in the year 2023, we've been seeing the nations been turning away from the American dollar, dropping the American dollar. It's not depending on them as a top global currency reserve, as we've been seeing as of lately. hey, the American dollar, even though it still has some value, but we definitely been seeing the decline of the American dollar and the increasing decline of the value of the American dollar now so more than ever, as the nation is turning away from the American dollar, they're dropping their currency, Now we're looking at China or Russia as a top global currency reserve. So that shows you another increasing prime example of the American dollar that's on the decline. Because very soon we're going to be entering this new form of currency, this central digital bank currency, Bring out that Revelations 13 verse 16 because this is prophecy that's about to be fulfilled very soon. Salakia. So as we continue to see these nations turning away from the American dollar, that shows you a clear example that the version out of Babylon of its paper dollar is going to be a thing of the past as we're entering this new form of currency. And this is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, and it reads to the Holy Scriptures. And it calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a MARK, which is that charagma, because that's going to be a new form of currency when you insert that CHIP stored in it. But this is going to be a new form of currency, because the paper dollar, not just only over here in America and different parts around the world as well too, the paper dollar is going to be a thing of the past as we move forward to this central digital bank currency, which is a cashless society, cashless economics, So those are prime examples of that we're about to enter into very soon, And I'm going to go to the next verse. It says Revelation chapter 13 and verse 17, and it reads to the Holy Scriptures, and that no man might buy or sell, right? No man that might buy or sell, that have the MARK, which is that charagma, because this is going to be a new form of currency, cashless society. And this is what we're about to enter into. Because ruby, gold, and silver, that's going to be the thing of currency, the new form of currency as we're moving forward, That's why you're seeing these nations turning away from the American dollar, turning away from the euro dollar, because they know very soon the paper dollar is going to be a thing of the past as we're moving forward this new form of currency, cashless society, digital currency, central digital bank currency, cashless society. This is what we're about to entering into, and that's a prophecy that's about to be fulfilled. In order to buy or sell, you got to have that technology stored in, or new forms of currency, cashless society, central digital bank currency, or alternative ways of payment, importing or exporting, or buy or sell, and that's what we're entering into. It's already here, but once it be fully rolled out, and that's what we're going to be entering into, because very soon, like I mentioned again, the paper dollar is going to be a thing of the past as we move it forward to this digital currency. That's going to be the new form of currency, the new form of, in order to buy or sell, have this technology stored in. This is what we're entering into, Even if you're rich or poor, free or bond, to receive that MARK, which is part of this current BEAST system. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 17. I'm going to read it again through the Holy Scriptures. And that no man might buy or sell, say he had the MARK, which is that charagma soon to come, or the name of the BEAST, which is his current system, or the number of his name. And this is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 18. Here is wisdom, let him have understanding. Count the number of the BEAST, for it is the number of a man, and his number is SIX 303 score. So with that, hopefully this sit-down lesson was edifying. I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kakadash. Shalom to the elders for preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And shalom to the Akim, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, we say shalom.